Sukuigar, my friends, and welcome back to the channel. Gung Guns here. Today's video is going to be a little different. Normally, I avoid negativity here because, let's face it, gaming is an escape from the real world nonsense. But every now and then, things will get a little crazy. Things will get under the old mustache, if you know what I mean. And certain things just need to be said. So grab your favorite beverage, and let's get into it. First and foremost, before I dive in, let me just say one thing loud and clear. Olive juice, LOVE, throwing in Liberty. I love how it plays. I genuinely enjoyed this game. I think it's one of the best MMOs released in recent years. Honestly believe that. However, with that said, I do think people are starting to leave this game in crazy numbers, and I'm worried it's only going to get worse. Here is what I've noticed. Here are my top 4 reasons why a lot of people that are leaving, from what I'm hearing, from what they're telling me of why they're leaving. And again, I've kind of compiled it all down together. Some of these are also my opinions, so kind of be, ready for that as well. But let's get into it. All right, number 1. This game is not for casual players. And here's the thing. Casual players are what keep games alive after the first rush of excitement fades away. It's like dating. The first few months are all fireworks, right? But once that wears off, you better hope that your partner, whoever they are, know the difference between Star Wars and Star Trek, or it's a deal breaker. All joking aside, to stay competitive in Throwing in Liberty, you got to put in some serious hours. If you're not dropping actual cash on gear, you'll be grinding like your life depends on it, selling everything that you can, every item, so you can afford Lucent or get Lucent so you can buy the equipment that you need. That's the reality of it. If you don't have the time and you're not throwing money into this game, you're basically going to get farmed like an avocado at a vegan food fair. I know people are not going to like that, but that's okay. That's, again, my opinion, which kind of leads me into number 2 of the reasons why people are leaving. And that's just honestly, the pay to win in this game is pretty wild. Look, I know people will have 1,000,001 excuses for it, but let's cut through the cheese, if you know what I mean. I can't stand when people try to justify it with things like, well, someone's gotta actually go get it and sell it, right? Or rock, paper, scissors, dog. Just because you have better gear, there's, other classes that can counter you. Like, shut up, man. I get it. Let's be honest here. Let's call it a spade a spade. If you got the cash, you're going to be top dog. Simple as that. And if you are not going to have, 8 to 12 hours of grind time, you're going to get farmed. That's just the way it is. The pay to win in this game is wild. That was one of the main reasons before I came to the game. I was actually worried about it, because pay to win games eventually all pretty much die because people are just not willing to spend any more money on this game. I know people that spend thousands of dollars, and that's crazy to me. This game boils down to 2 choices, okay? Pay to win or grind to sell. And again, let's be real, that's not the kind of game most of us like to play, where, my main mission or your main mission is farming items to sell for Lucent, so then you can stay competitive by buying other items for your build. Like, the whole loot drop thing is crazy, which is, again, it's going to lead to my 3rd system, but again, it's really quick. The game that we're playing right now, let's not get it twisted, is literally pay to win or grind to sell. I don't care what anybody else says, that's what it is. We're out here running an in-game side hustle. Number 3, and again, I said a couple of minutes ago, is actually the loot system. So they recently announced how the loot system works, and spoiler alert, it's all about who does the most damage. If you are a tank like me, or a healer, or basically anyone who isn't wielding a staff or a bow, good luck to you, sir or ma'am. You're essentially throwing every time you queue up for loot. Is an example of doing world bosses or guild world bosses or whatever. All that effort that we put into building our tanks, our support characters, whatever, turns out it's mostly for show, because if I can't dish out the big numbers, I'm getting sidelined when it comes to loot. Sure, there's the pity chest, thanks I guess, but is it really enough? I don't think it is. This setup is going to make it hard for players to play anything other than a ranged DPS class like a staff or bow, because that is, again, the biggest damage you can get pretty easily. And trust me, guys, this is going to be the death of this game. And finally, number 4, the integrity of competition. This one really gets me, guys. This one really gets me going. Tons and tons of players and guilds have been using the outside services. Yes, I'm talking about those sketchy sites, mostly from China, right? Where you can buy Lucent at like a 40-50% discount, or worse, you can actually buy kills for your guild. I've personally seen top guilds farming bots, and again, I'm not going to call anybody out, but I've seen a few of them do it, where you see these bots with tons of different weird names just running into them like lambs to the slaughter. It's so bad that some of these guilds that are ranked number 1 or 2 are literally untouchable when it comes to their rank or activity because of this. And here's the kicker, folks. The devs' punishment, quote, here was to put their accounts in negative Lucent and restrict them from the auction house. Sure, these accounts are practically dead now, but that doesn't change the fact that their guild is still sitting comfortably at number 1. They can still hop on those characters and stomp anyone into the ground with gear that is light years ahead. It's going to stay that way pretty much until Tier 2 comes to balance things out. To me personally, this is unacceptable. Unacceptable. It's like watching sport game where one team's got fucking jetpacks. Fair competition? Out of the window, man. Before anybody comments on this video and says, you don't know what you're talking about, thank you for your comment. Please stop. I've been playing this game since day 1 in early access, and trust me, I've put in a lot of hours. 600, 700, maybe 800 hours into this game. I know what I'm talking about here. Anyway, these are, again, my 2 cents and the opinions of others that I've gathered together that are actually leaving this game. Please feel free to jump into the comments again and let me know what you think. Personally, I'm losing a little interest in Throne of Liberty as we go into November. I'm going to be honest here, I really am. However, I am still holding out, at least for another month, maybe 2 until the end of the year. I'm hoping that when Tier 2 comes out, hopefully soon, it will balance the gear issues out, and all those accounts that bought all that Lucent and that are crazy right now, when we bring Tier 2 in, their accounts will pretty much be dead, and we can actually get onto a balanced or fair gameplay, right? I am cautiously optimistic, I'll be honest. Again, the devs seem to be listening to us. They seem to be adding features that we like, and maybe, just maybe, they'll address these issues and ban these goddamn guilds and players out of this game. Anyway, thank you guys for spending a few minutes with me and watching me vent all this out. I really hope that you subscribe and drop a like and share your thoughts below. I genuinely do, because I want to actually send this to the devs. Anyway, until next time, my friends, take care of yourself.